My name is Greg Sears, and together with my wife Melise and our two daughters, we own and operate Redwood Acres. It's a grain farm located just north of Grande Prairie in the County of Grande Prairie. The farm has been here for about 110 years, since 1911. My grandfather came from Michigan and homesteaded here. He walked in on the Edson Trail to file his homestead papers. My dad took over in about 1960, and my wife and I took over in about 2008. And that's where we sit. So this is a grain and oilseed farm. We grow wheat, barley, canola, and field peas. And most of that is destined for the export market. So wheat is the obvious one. It gets ground up into flour, which is used for breads and pastas and noodles, and also used for animal feed. Barley, we typically try and grow a malt barley that is used for brewing beer, always a good cause, or it's used again for animal feed. Canola is crushed. The oil from the canola seed goes into vegetable oil, which is one of the healthier oils available on the market today. The meal that is left over is fed to animals, largely in dairy operations. Grain farming is really quite variable. We don't have everyday chores all through the year. Beginning about the middle of April, we start getting ready to put the crop in. It takes us about 2 to 3 weeks to put the crop in April. Every day out on the tractor, putting the seed in the ground. It's often interrupted by rain or snow in this part of the world, but it takes about 2.5 to 3 weeks to do that. Through the summer, the growing season, we are looking after the crop, scouting for insects, scouting for disease, applying crop protection products, things that help make the crop grow more evenly and produce a higher yield. Beginning mid-August, we get ready for harvest. Harvest happens from about the middle of August to the middle of October, and we gather all the grain and we'll store it in the on-farm storage and sell it into the market as the market asks for it. To grow the crop, we need probably 3 or 4 different types of inputs. First, we have the seed, which is either purchased or saved from the previous year. A lot of the stuff we do save and use our own seed, which helps with the economics of farming. You need nutrients, so fertilizer or other amendments. They come in from out of the area and are applied based on what the soil needs to produce the crop that we want to produce. And then the crop protection products are things that help ward off fungus, insects, and weeds that compete with the crop. You know, farming isn't what it used to be. There's a lot of technology involved. The equipment that we use, just the basic equipment, has a lot of technology, emission controls and things like that that are required. But we also have technology that helps manage the crop. We monitor the crop progress, the health of the soil on a very small basis. It allows you to put prescriptions out saying how much seed, how much nutrient, how much crop protection products you need for each individual area in the field, and that helps to minimize the environmental impact and give us the best return for the products that we put on the fields. Grain farms, especially like ours, are typically commodity producers. We produce the wheat and the barley and the canola and such, and they go to major markets around the world. The wheat that we grow can end up in Sri Lanka, could end up in United Arab Emirates, all around the world. And that's something that the individual farmers are challenged to participate in directly. So we would generally sell it to a line company, elevator company that has international connections and can take the product from the farm and get it overseas where it's needed. This year, particularly this year, which is 2021, we have had extremes of heat, lack of moisture. We are truly in a drought, as is much of North America. And so managing the weather can be done. So you try and manage the risk associated with changes in the weather. And so that's a lot of what goes on in running to farm these days. You know, we have equipment that needs upkeep. You always have to look at the crops, and managing people that are involved in running the operation. It all takes time. I think as a conventional farmer, we're always questioned about sustainability, and I think, you know, with the application of technology and the science that we put behind what we do, our operations are very sustainable. Not to say they can't be improved, but I think we're doing better than a large part of the world. Why is farming important to me? I think, you know, farming is a sector that satisfies one of the basic needs of humans, and that's providing safe, nutritious food. And I think that's a noble pursuit. I think that in Canada, we have the capability of doing that better than anywhere else. We do it more responsibly. We do it in a highly productive manner, and you know, I think that's a noble cause, and I enjoy being part of that.